The tragedy at the elementary school here in Newtown, Connecticut. Early this morning, a gunman opening fire at the elementary school. Small children in the crossfire. Families desperate for news of their children. Some learning that they will be grieving, others in relief and joy. And ABC's Dan Harris spent the day with survivors. Dan?
Diane, we spent all day here at what was in many ways the emotional epicenter of this story, the volunteer firehouse right down the street from the school, where we watched many families holding tearful reunions with their children, and also families who weren't so lucky. All day long here at the firehouse where the students were kept safe after the shooting, an urgent parade of parents coming to pick up their children. This is 8-year-old Alexis Wasik and her mother. You were in there, Alexis?
Yes.
What happened?
Nothing really much. We heard like an ambulance and a police officer come, and everybody was a little scared, crying, and I felt actually a little sick, and I felt like I was gonna throw up, and I felt that to my teacher.
Were kids crying and screaming?
Yeah, kids were crying, not really like screaming, but they're all huddling together, and they felt so sick.
Her mom says when she arrived at the firehouse, Alexis was already with her father.
And he had her in his arms and, and crying. And so she just goes, Mama, I'm okay, I'm here.
Another mom whose kids go to a nearby school told us she was putting off picking them up because she simply did not want to tell them about the horror here.
We're not picking them up because this is the last 2 hours of their life that they're going to be a kid.
We don't know much about the victims yet. There are those reports about the principal, Dawn Hochsprung, being among those who were shot.
You can tell she loved her job. She loved the kids. Sandy Hook was a safe school.
Just Monday, she tweeted this upbeat message about Sandy Hook kindergartners making their own shopping lists and paying the cashier at a local supermarket. Only 3 victims were brought to the local hospital. 2 of them died.
A number of us imagined what it must have felt like on 9/11 when there were people bracing for scores of injured and they didn't arrive.
All day here, the sad sight of ambulances driving slowly, their lights not flashing, so few wounded to try to save. Even more sad, the knowledge that so many families who showed up to pick up their children today could not be reunited, a fact that is not lost on Alexis's mother.
You count your blessings every day for what you have.
Alexis, I'm really glad you're okay. I'm really glad you're okay. You're pretty tough.
You are too.
You're pretty tough. Adding to the shock here tonight is the fact that this place is such an unlikely venue for violence, a classic small, sleepy southern New England town where tonight they are following another part of the all too familiar script after these mass shootings. They are coming together to hold candlelight vigils.